deer. I don't want to try.
All right. Welcome back. Had to test some chat functionalities here. Make sure that chat works. Because last time it was a nightmare. It didn't. Audio seems to work here. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. But now. But now. Did something happen there? Do the same check here. Oh. 3A backwards button. Something alright in there. Okay. Same check here. I always had problems with the freaking audio. I don't know why, but it seems to be working anyway. All right, welcome back. So, let's spread my screens out a little bit. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Close down some unnecessary windows that we don't need. All right. So where we at? Let's start this up and take a look. To get this a little closer. I don't know how, whatever I do, it always sinks down way below my face. But now I think it's okay. Let's see. My mic. I always have audio problems. But hey. And I'm speaking a little bit softer today because it's 10:39, 10:40. My wife just went to bed, and of course I don't want to wake her up. And so I'm trying to get all these do's and digits and stuff in location so I don't have to talk too loud. Let's see. Jesus, freaking jingle bells. There we go. To increase my audio a little bit, filters, a little bit more gain. Not much, just a little bit. How about that? Okay. I'm really, really bad at this, but hey, that's the way it is. Okay, cool. All right. Where were we? Well, we're gonna start this game anyway. And we got our mini hacking game. And we got a timer here. We got a resolver. And as you see, the time increases very, very rapidly when we are looking at the resolver. It goes 5 times as fast. So every tenth of a second becomes half a second, right? And as we look at it, we see little numbers there that is displaying which of the two we have. So we have a 2 there, so that means it's staple number 2. And then with the dash, it's actually because we don't have the skills just yet to see where it actually is supposed to be. So 1, for example, so it's got a 1. Something not right here, I think. Yeah. See? There's something not right here. 3 stripe and 3 stripe, and click up. You get a circle and a whatever. That is the circle, that is that whatever. Okay. Maybe. Circle 3. Maybe it is correct in a way. This is what you have to do when you're checking out everything. Making sure that everything works as it's supposed to. Okay, it's there. Maybe it works. All right. Three dashes. No, there's something wrong here. 3 dashes. No, 3 dashes. 7. No, it actually is because the 3 dashes is going down 1 step. That's the 3 dashes. That one goes down there. Oh, it probably is correct anyway. Just my brain is telling me that something is wrong, but it actually isn't. All right. Cool. So the next thing I want to do is I want to implement this next one that's going to be selected and going to be solved, because I want to be able to solve this in order according to the system. So you're going to give me a solving riddle, basically saying that it's going to have a number here depending on my training, and I have to solve them in the correct order. If I don't, it will give me a incorrect order solution. Basically, it's basically saying that it's wrong, so like that. Even though it's the correct symbol, it's going to tell me it's incorrect. because I want them to. The thing is that I don't want this to be too easy. That's the problem, right? I want it to be kind of difficult. You can't hover over the solution box here too long because that will eat up all your time, and you have to do it in the correct order. So you have to go back to the solution box, especially if you have like 4, 5, 6, 7 bands, right? It's gonna be harder. So that is the goal here. I already fixed the order code. So I'm getting it actually. We take another look here. If we look at this guy over here, whenever we start the game, boom, okay. Great, that is delayed. So I get the result over here, right? Result is 0 and -1. -1 means a dash. Because we don't have the training. We only have a level 1 training on this when I'm testing this out just to get these things to show. That means that we're going to start with the first band, which is, of course, number 0. And then we're going to start with the second one, that is the -1 on this one. That is the solution order. And if I do it again, let's see if I can get a different result. Yes. So that I get a -1 and I get a 1. So it's going to be a dash and a 2 is the solution order. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see here. We're going to do that. So I created some solution orders here. We got some widget controllers and stuff like that. So we're creating the let's see, we have the minigame solution order. This one needs to be removed. We are programmatically adding that to the system. Coffee. Acting with roller. Solution order widget. That is this guy over here. Save and compile that. This is just the order holder, so that's basically nothing. This will in itself just hold the actual widgets that looks like this. There we go. And this is basically just 2 dividing lines and then a number in the middle that will be displayed. All right. So solution widget controllers. So this is where we're at. We're getting the setup order. Let's see. This guy, the order list, incoming order list, getting that. Then we're going to set up the order list. So simply we're going to just grab this because why not? Kind of lazy, aren't we? Let's see. Where are you? There we are. Just gonna grab this guy here. For each, paste that in there of our order list. Right, so that is an order. This is a T array. Look at that a little fast here. Solution controller, the block controller. There we go. That's the T-ray of T32s. That's it. That's all that is. All right. Let's see. So solution block widget. What we want to have here, and it's called the solution block widget. And let's see. We need to have the HUD, and we need the player controller. That. Then we're going to have solution block controller, and have the solution block controller T subclass of. Right, we don't need that. Boom. Just gonna set it, and then we're going to add it. For each of these, going to add two controller solution order holder. Now we probably need to make this into a panel, but we'll wait with that for now. And we just want to make sure that we are actually getting something. We can look at a panel right away. Thinking about it. So what we're gonna do here is just going to launch this. Then we'll make sure that we get two number fields. Do. This is crazy. Hi, man. No, the hell? Why is this not coming up? Livestream brought YouTube unknown. Holy shit, you're back. Hope you're good. Autoplay this after my last. Just autoplay this after my last video. Watch video. Hey, man. Don't know why my so I have my YouTube up here, and it actually does not show that chat. It's just insane. Top chat. Do I need to change this to live chat? Sorry. Man. Welcome back, man. Well, yes, I'm back, and I've been programming all along. I needed to step away a little bit because I just got into like, oh my god, the numbers are dropping, the numbers, and all of a sudden that was what I was thinking about, and that is not good. So I stepped away from it. And these freaking chats. Yeah, welcome in, man. If you're still here, I'm sorry I didn't see your chat. But yeah. All right. Let's see here. Where are we? Oh yeah. I'm just gonna check my solution order. So yeah, I get my two solution order windows. So now we're just gonna fill those with information. First of all, so we can see what order we're supposed to solve this hacking game into. I don't know. This is a boring hacking game. It might be a very, very boring hacking game, but hey, it is what it is. We'll see. It's my first mini hacking game I ever done. So, let's see. So that looked good though. So we probably don't need to worry about making this into some panels or anything. Not just yet, anyway. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're going to make sure that the lock controller here has a good value. So we're gonna say first of all, I'm gonna save the value, right? We need to save the value. Yeah, it's gonna set the value once. Set order text value. We might only need to do it once. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just that sometimes I can get a little bit over like overprotective about my stuff. No, that's the wrong word. I get like if I do something, I do it a little bit too hard and think that everything need to be a success straight away. I will have been like that. Whatever I do it like I started working in a store, right? When I was 19. Wait, no, I was younger. Let's see. First time I started working in a store was like 15 or 16. Anyway, and the first thing I think about is I'm gonna run the store. I gotta run my own store. You know? Um Now I ended up having my own store, but that was it years later. Then I started working at McDonald's when I was like 19 or 20, and I'm gonna run my own McDonald's. It's like, oh, I went back to later on when I was 24, 25, went back to working in the store. And then again, 5 years later, I was my own supermarket store owner. Um, so that's that's how I am. And sometimes when I don't get the success, I start to dig into it, and it's like, oh my god, I don't get numbers. Nobody, you know, and so on and so on. But that's okay. Uh, that's my burden. Um, anyway, so what the hell we're doing? We're gonna set the order text values. We're gonna need to have a text value, right? So it's gonna be an f string value. No, so it's a lot of shit that happened in this game, though. That's good. Yeah, shit. I can't. We can take a little roundabout. Okay, remove that. Because basically, what we have here now doesn't look like too much have happened, but we got some rocks here. We can actually target those rocks. We can add a. How about adding a miner laser to that? We can add another one as well, so we can target 2 rocks. Come on, target 2 rocks. So if we target this rock and then we start the mining laser, now we can target that rock and we can start the second mining laser, and something went wrong. Wow, how about that? Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, it was targeted. Huh. Ever since I start moving more and more stuff into the server realm, find these small bugs. To deal with. Let's see, we're starting up again. Let's see. I have still a lot of bugs, but hey, like this, moving it out, and all of a sudden it just disappears. I had that problem all along, though. Okay, let's do this then. Heading menu. Get the mining laser in there. Now we get to start that. We start that. So we got mine laser going. And if we look at the vehicle storage here, see that for every round here, it's going to pick these up. Oh, the rock is depleted. There's some small stuff there going on, so this is going to stop as soon as we are done. What we can do is we can target this guy over here. Know that he's targeted now. Target no longer available. Mining unit deactivated. So we can target the second one here. Second one mining unit. That is, you know, my mining unit. I'm not happy with the beam. I just left it at that because it's actually working. And we can deactivate that. It's going to run its course. There we go. Rock depleted. Fitting window. Go into our ore storage. Now we can just well, what we can do is we can drag it down here if we want to, and then we're going to reprocess it. And this mineable thing can of course get different minerals. We have also a chance to get some gems, and this is not real, this is just numbers, but in the background we're actually picking up some skills, so we can reprocess this, and we're getting some veltrum, ferrontite, glassite, and aurochite. I can't even pronounce these fucking things. Anyway, and then we can drag this over for storage if we want to, and we can stack it all. Good to go. So we have the minerals and gems that we just mined out. So that's the mining system. We have a reprocessing system. We have, let's see, pick this up. Right now I'm working with a hacking system because what these are is secured containers. We can also place secured containers, of course. Got a basic container here, and we're going to secure basic container, secured exits container, so we can deploy these. So we deploy a secure container. Going to look a little bit different. We have the secure access controller here. We're supposed to be able to enter a passcode. I haven't gotten that far yet, so you can get your friends a passcode if they want it. You can allow access to current squad, organization, or alliance the way we want, and then you just deploy it, and depending on what you did, this will affect how people interact with it. This, for example, you got oh, here's my new radial widget. As you see, totally different from the other one I created from scratch. It's based on not buttons, but it's based on materials, totally materials, and hovering is calculated from the center on pixel based on screen space pixels. So that works actually pretty well. Just calculate shards, how many shards you have, where your mouse are compared to the center, and it's actually calculating where you know what location it is and how the distance from the center you are will show up, you know, and then it actually picks it up after you release. So if you are on a shard when you release, then yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I don't know what to say. That's where I'm at right now. So, well, yeah, thanks. It's a lot of stuff is happening, even though it doesn't really look like it. But yeah, grab those, move those. Anyway, so let's pick this stuff up. and continue working on my hacking tool here. Let's see. But everything, you know, I spent so much time on my inventory system. It was just crazy. So let's say if I put down a basic here, avoid that. Let's see, open that up. So it was the whole dragging back and forth. I had to redo a lot of systems, especially for my inventory system, for my station inventory system, because of replication. Because you cannot replicate the U object, you have to recreate it. And my entire system for my station inventories was based on that I have a U object, and inside the U object I had my inventory, and that just didn't work. In the end, I was dragging things back and forth and tried to get everything to work, and then in the end, I always came back to the same problem. I had to recreate my U object over and over again with all the items inside, and inside all the T array items is basically U objects. I was recreating stuff on top of each other, and in the end, I had to create a station actor, and the actor was holding a T array with all the items. So that was the whole thing. But I learned a lot, especially when it comes to replication, because all this is replicated, and how to replicate and what you can replicate and when you're going to replicate it, and where you can do your RPCs from that you can't do an RPC from an object that is not controlled by your player, etc., etc. That was a whole thing as well. But it's cool. It's fun. And I'm learning new things all the time. All the time. Been working with this one for a while now. Basically, look at this. We have 2 bands. This is level 1. And you need to select the right band and lock it up. And of course, you can look at the solution here. But as you see, as soon as I start looking at the solution, the time goes haywire. So it goes much faster when you are looking at the solution. It might be too fast right now, but we'll see. I want to implement also a thing where you can actually add some kind of tokens to get some extra time into this, because this is going to, can you imagine having 10 bands, and every time you start looking at this, it goes like haywire. You have to be fast, and you can see the number there is represent bands, and that is totally skill based. Right now I only have hacking level 1 on this character, and when you have that, you can only see one solution band. So yeah, so for example, this one is this guy right here. Lock it down, it turns green, and this one is this guy. You can lock that down. Now, both of them are green, then you are solved the puzzle basically. Anyway, so where were we? Oh yeah, I was supposed to set the order here. We're gonna set the order text. Text dot set text. Sorry. Set text. Now we're gonna do text values. We're gonna do f text from string. I'm gonna say text value. Okay, and that should be there. In here, we're going to, let's see here. I'm going to set the text. We need to do it after we set the widget controller here, because the widget controller is, of course, what's controlling our text block. So we're going to do it afterward. Set the text. Set text value. There we go. And we're going to take our element and we're going to make it into a string. So string. Oh, that didn't work. All right. Let's do this. F string text value. Let's just see what we can do here. We'll do F string from int. Right, so that's what we're not need to do. We can just take that one. Copy that. Let's do that. That didn't even work either. Flexible string. Maybe do not use. Okay. Maybe we need to do this in a way. Just for the hell of it. Interesting that I can't put that in straight away. Interesting. All right, cool. God damn it. Get a hole in my lip. All right. So in here we want to say text. Call it order text equals to. Oh shit! I don't think I want this. Hold on. I don't want this to be a string. I want this to be an int. I want to bring this in as an int. 32. And why do I want that? Well, text. No, yeah, text value, fine. I just remember, because I need to update this depending on what the value is. So we are actually taking the int straight out of the block. There we go. Gonna fix that in a second, because if there we go. If text value equals -1, then we want the order text equals to, I don't know, text, and we're gonna set from string like so, right? It's gonna do that. Text. Oh shit. Now we can just remove that. Order. Oh, we call it order text. So local. I'm so bad at renaming this shit. Do that. There we go. All right, we're happy. All right. Else we want to say that the local order text. We're gonna do an F string. Order text string say f string from int. Now we're going to take our text value. There we go. And we're going to say f. Now we're going to say local order text equals f text from string order text string. There we go. And that should solve that problem. See if we are getting our going to see if we get the correct values. Oh, we also need to do one more thing. I just remember that, but that's okay. We'll fix that in a second. We need to add 1 to the value. We got dash and 1, right? So it's actually going to be dash and 2. Here's the text value plus 1. Just that. That's fine. Because it's a 0 based. Coltrane, knock it off. Alright. Gå och lägg er. Nej, gå och lägg er. Alright. Let's see. Right. Go. And 1 and dash. Dash and 2. Supposed to be able to have a 2 and dash, and it does. Dash and 2. Dash and 1. Yep. Exactly what I wanted. Okay, cool. Okay, if you cannot be quiet, then you need to go outside. Okay? Alright. Gå och lägg dig. Gå och lägg dig. Gå och lägg dig. Coltrane, ligg ner. Gå och lägg dig. Gå och lägg dig. Gå och lägg dig. Alright. So what are we going okay. Take him out. All right, where were we? I don't know. So when we are clicking the button, which we do in the there we go. Clicking the button to solve it, right? we're sending, let's see, is it current lock response is that. Open lock slot button pressed. All right. I'll leave it for now. So we also want to have, let's see here, ability to handle hacking slot index. Actually, we have that. So we have the SYN index. So what we need to do is track the slots, which slot we're supposed to solve next. Basically what we need to do, we need to track that. So let's see here, go into my gameplay ability, hacking ability here. There we go. And we have our order list, and this order list is supposed to be the correct order list. Let's see, scrambled map, positions, attacking skills. Get hacking order. We can actually remove this because we don't need to have that anymore. I already know it actually works. Let's add. And then we return the result. Yeah, so the order list is the one we have. This is the correct solution that is not masked. So we're masking with -1 numbers to make sure that it's we can actually hide those according to the skill level that we are at. And what I wanted to do here is basically take my order list as is and compare it to the slot that is next. So we can go into and look at where we're getting our solution. Where are we? Getting hacking module, get symbol pool, no. And ability to generate symbol structure, get hacking order, sync, timer, check passcode. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So this is just gonna add an end here. And let's see. I'm thinking that if we just do a check, so slot index is the same as order list as 0. Zero. Then we send on that. And then we're going to do order list dot remove at 0, right? And then we'll say if order list is empty. After we remove that, then we will I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but that means that we can remove it, right? Shit, where were we? So much code in this now. This is the start. This is the calculate. I should. We'll check passcode there. I don't know. Let's test it out. There's one more thing. I want to remove, once we lock it, I wanted to remove it from our list. So we'll have to look at that. Got the slot index, so we can probably do it pretty simply. We send him back the slot index to the client, right? Then the client can say, oh, the slot index is being fixed, so we can just remove that one. Which will be 0. Because it's always going to be 0 based. So let's see here. See if we can get a solve, because I never got that before. Access us. So we're gonna have one for that. I'm gonna lock that. Oh, this is the wrong one. Oh, because we're supposed to solve the second one first. That's awesome. All right, I have to restart this. Jesus. So we're gonna start with this one. So that is going to be the A symbol, is what I call this. Lock that screen. Awesome. Then we're gonna have the, oh, it's actually the correct one. Lock that. And we solved it. So we need to do a message to the client as well, that it's been solved. And then we're going to launch the setting page for this. It's awesome. So let's see here. Say success. I'm going to take the hacking ability. Here we go. And ability. Has authority. Got the player controller. Gonna get the player controller. Send a success message. I don't know if we really need it, but we'll do it for now anyway. And how do we get the player controller? Well, we got the AGD player controller, and we're gonna call this a pointer player controller. Equals UGD function library. There we go. And I'm going to say get player controller, and we are going to use our source, I think. Source actor. Yeah, vehicle base, yeah. Source actor. There we go. Nice. And now we can say our PC, and we're gonna message client show message, something like that. Boom. And we're gonna send a T string, F string, T string, F string, success message for MSG equals, and it's gonna be a F. Just do a string Nothing fancy right now. You have successfully hacked the item. So, and so, and so. All right, let's test this out. Can also, when I'm thinking about it, here, copy all this, and this is hacking failed. You have failed. Hacking. You have failed hacking the item. I don't know, something like that. You have failed with hacking the item. We don't need this in the future, but right now it could be good to have. I think. Does everything works? Yeah, it seems to. All right. Go. Gonna start hacking this bloody boy, and a lot of other things are gonna happen too. So order is number 1. So it's this one, and have the one that looks like a 7. Oh, there we go. Lock that up, and then we have that one that looks like a Y. This one. Oh, yeah, fail lock hacking the item. Okay, interesting. This is the same order. Shut. Upside down A. That's the guy there, and then we have like OA. Go and lock. You successfully hacked the item. We actually have a working minigame. Even though we don't do any damage yet. But this is interesting. We need to get the circulator thing here. That guy there. On 2 first. And then we're going to get this guy right here. Intriguing. So now we're going to start with 1. We're going to fail this now. A. Shit. Wrong one. I didn't even try to fail it. We need E. That guy. However, we're going to check this guy first. Oh, there we go. Lock. Failed. Lock. Lock. Unsuccessful. All right. I did it in the right order. Cool. All right. What's going to happen if we fail or if we succeed, right? Got the fails and succeed. And the ability. The question is here, we're going to launch. There's a lot of things that need to happen, right? Depending on the actor. So we need to probably end the ability. We just need to trigger something on the actor, on the target. Because now the hacking ability has basically done its job. The hacking ability has done its job, and now we need to move on to let the item itself do its own job. And what do I want it to do? I want to open the settings window. I want to change ownership of the item. Um, yeah. So, let's see. Question is, does that happen before this? Yes, probably. Trigger function on the item. Hack. E.g. Hack success. So we need to get a ability. Let's see, interaction interface. Blueprint callable, that's fine. Gonna be a void function. It's gonna return anything. Hack successful. What do I do? I want to do this on the hacking component, right? Let's see. Let's just take a look here. Mining interface. I don't do much with the interface, but I got the mining interface. I mean, it's just getting static mesh. But that's fine because this is going to be owned by the component and not the actor. So it's fine. I'll create a new component interface. I mean, it's gonna be over U interface public. Because we need to be able to access the hacking interface straight away. Yeah, I think so. Oh, not data. Sorry. Where is this? Interactions. Come on, where are you? Unreal interface. Is that it? Oh shit. No. I think this is it. Interface class. Either. Yeah. So this is going to be a hacking interface. The moment, I think it's just going to have one function in it. But yeah. I'd rather have that extra class. There we go. Yep. All right. Let's see. Go public and let's gonna copy this guy from here. X this out. Boom. And here. That's it. That's all we need to do there. So we can go into our hacking component. Hacking manager component. And going to do a comma, right? Jesus, I don't even remember. Ah! Been a while. Let's go to our interactive. Yeah, it does. Alright. We'll change it to the one we need. Hacking interface. Could probably, yeah. Alright. There we go. Oh shit, what the fuck did I do? Okay, there we go. Nice. And I'm gonna do that. And that. Okay. I'm gonna do a virtual here. Virtual void hacking. And it's called Jesus hacking interface. There we go. Hacking success implementation. That's where we want. Boom. And there we go. Sometimes it's just you do things and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it at 1, 2, and 3, and then you come in and you do like, okay, 7, 8, 9. Like, wait a minute, this is wrong. Now we have, where are our ability? There we go. Hacking ability. So now we need to get the hacking component. Let's see how the best way to do that. I think. No, not function library. I think we can get it from the let's see, interactable interface. We just closed it. Ring interactable. Okay, I wonder if we can get the hacking component from this. Look at that. We got it. All right. So knew I did something to ease this up. So I'm gonna take our hacking component. User hacking component. Like so. Equals. And now I'm gonna say I interactable interface execute underscore get hacking component, and we need something to get it from, and that is going to be target, which is an interactable base class. Now we have our hacking component, so we can just do it just security. Do an if statement here. 11 for 6. I need to go and take my medicine. It's gonna do this. Okay. So we've got a hacking component. The hacking component, of course, have the let's see. So I'm just thinking hacking interface, execute, hacking success. The hacking component is the component we want to do it on. Boom. That's it. Now we are calling this function on the hacking component. You can go to the hacking manager component and do whatever we want to do. Do whatever we need to do, and whenever we have a success hack. All right. I'll be back in a few minutes, and then we'll continue working on this. So I'll see you soon. Okay, back here. And what's left? Welcome back. All right. There. Awesome. So, where are we? So, yes, do whatever we need to do whenever we have a successful hack. So, what do we want to do? We want to change ownership actor, and we want to launch. We want to launch the setting page. Then we'll take it from there. Now the setting page probably have a little bit on it that actually is launching the actor after we set the page. So we need to take height for that. Basically, if this is a hacking solution, then we need to do something else than if it is a pure deployment, say. But we're going to use the same hacking page, settings page. Is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's see. Fine. So what the hell do we do then? Change ownership of actor. Going to take two things. We're gonna change the ownership on file and change ownership on item level. Right. We can close these for now. We're gonna probably have to go into these later on, but we are done there for now. Directable hacking component is where I'm at right now. Control, we can close that. Okay, keep the controller there for now. We probably need that. So let's take a look at the item first, right? So I'm going to look at the interactable base class. We need some kind of old code here. We need to set the owner. Item owner. Need to set that. We need to set these two things, right? Actor. Let's take a look at when we're launching the freaking thing in the first place. Placing the actor. Place actor. Ah, shit. Deploy. Interactable actor. We are spawning the spawn. Owner is this. Yes. Spawn actor deferred. The spawn ghost actor. Sorry, the wrong one. creating the no spawn ghost. Hold on. Static class. If spawn goes success, finish spawning. Let's construct. No. No, this is not what we want to have. Just want to make sure that we're getting the right thing here. Right, we're adding, here we go. We're adding deploy setting. Oh, that's what we talked about, right? Doing it in a HUD because we don't really spawn the actual actor until later. We are adding the deployable settings widget, and that's what we also need to do now. Let's see. So we do it the right order. So we need to do this. We're gonna take this down in a notepad, so we know we're. I know we're gonna do that. Let's see. Play controller. Minimize that, but remember it. Now let's go to the HUD anyway. Main HUD. Add deployable settings widget. And create movable widget. Open widgets. And we are creating a movable widget container of the type deployable settings. Basically what we do. So let's go into the settings for that. Let's see. I just want to make sure that I know what I'm doing, because this has been a little bit, been a month about. So sometimes you have to go back and just see what the hell did I do back in the day, and all of a sudden I have 500 widgets open. Let's see. Creating, here we go, combat mining, container, Dropbox, reprocessing, deployment settings. Here we go. Secure container initial controller. That's not a good name at all, because this is not only going to be used for a container. I'm going to use this for mines and whatever we want to deploy with that has a security system. So a deployable mine, some kind of how should I put it? Area security system, the tracking or warning system, early warning system. When somebody comes into an area, I'm gonna use the same thing. So this is not a good name, but it is what it is now. Secured contain the initial controller. Where is that located though? Use the container. Okay, this page 0431. Go here. So much here. Information widget controllers. Here. Secure. Second container. I don't see it. Oh, shit. It's not in the twirl down. There we go. Sometimes. Alright, cool. So we initialize this controller and we initialize with all the information needed. Set passcode widget. Something I haven't done yet. The power is secured. Here we go. Server spawn deployed actor. Here we go. That's where we wanted to take a quick gander. So when we are deploying it, we are setting the passcode. All right. Interesting. Well, we can do this whole thing with a setting saying that if this is a hacked item, then we don't spawn it. We just do whatever we want to do with that. However, I want to take a look at this server spawn and deployed actor. And this is going to be a player controller. I just need to. There we go. Owner going to be this. There's still a player controller. There's the owner. All right. Set owner ID. There we go. We start with that. We want to update the owner ID, right? So, let's see. This also needs to be updated in 2 forms. Let's see. I'm gonna set the owner. Okay. Let's try to figure out where we're at. Where the hell is my item? Interactable base class. Yes. So, first of all, holy shit, I got so much shit open now. This is a problem all the time. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting with 500 fucking tabs open on 3 screens. Controller. All right, so gonna get the owner here first of all. We can get that with a get owner. However, we hacking manager will always be on a interactable base class, I think. So, but it's not always going to be depends on what the item itself is. I'm trying to think loudly here, but we could hack things. Right, hack success. Hacking manager component. We want to know what our owner is. Because let's say that we have something we can't take charge of. It could be a secure container from a hacking site. For example, you're out exploring and all of a sudden you got this hacking area with 5 containers that you can pick up whenever you picked up all 5. The site despawns and you move on. Containers experience, they disappear. At that point, you won't be able to overtake the item or the container itself. The container itself is not yours to. It's not a player-owned container. We need to know, is this a player-owned item? Right? Is the item a player-owned item? And because get owner on the item is going to be a player controller, and we know that. So first of all, we need to get our owner, and GD interactable AGD, sorry, directly class item owner, no, component owner equals cast AGD interactable base class. I'm gonna get owner. Right? That's fine. Now, if that's the thing. I want to know what this is. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Set item owner. Where are we using this? Not here. Interactable base class. So let's do global base class. That seems odd. One, 4, 3. I'm not using it anywhere. All right. Well, I can do this though. Let's see. If component owner get owner. this to a AGD player controller. I just want to see if this is possible. Because the component owner is, let's see, let's do this. Jesus, just to make sure that we don't fuck anything up. We're gonna do that, we're gonna do that. Now we know if we can cast this to a player controller, then we know that it's owned by a player. Right? Because an item is an item. When I place an item in the world, I add the player controller as the owner to the item. And if we can't cast that owner to a player controller, that means it's not owned by a player. Therefore, we cannot reassign the ownership of that item. We can't do shit. We can just open it. So basically, we can do else here and just do a open container or let open, allow open container, or set item to hacked. Therefore, if it is going to be hacked, then we can access whatever we need to access inside it, and that's going to be hacked for everybody, not just for this player. So that's, I think that's a good solution. So if that is true, then we're gonna say we're gonna set owner, and we're gonna get our player controller, right? For our character. We need probably something that we can pass in here that is connected to our character. Maybe a player controller could be good. So our hack successful here in our hacking. Let's see. Hacking interface could take a HDD player controller. Compare that. Hacking player controller. Let's call it that. Copy this guy. Right. We're going to go into our hacking component. Paste that in there. And paste that in there. Now we got the hacking controller. And of course we need to do that in our hacking ability as well. This is the problem when you start doing this, because it's like, oh, okay. Now we need a second thing. We need to play a controller. guess pass in that there, of course. There we go. Nice. Grab that, place that into this screen. We have it. Probably gonna need more stuff there. Right. Component owner. Player ID. Yeah, it's this function we need to do next. Set owner ID. It's going to be an F string. And where are we? Component owner. Oh. And we probably have a function get controller ID. And that's probably going to return a F string now. What is this returning? And we can do this to string. There we go. This is probably an F guide. So we are passing it in as an F guide to string, and then from string to F guide. So this might not be the best way to do it. Could create a function for that straight up. Actually, I think that we're gonna do that. I don't really like to convert and convert back and convert. You know it is with a copy, not copy, and copy. Every time you do something, you implement the risk of fucking it up. So set E. Set. We use another one here. Guide. Guide. There we go. And we're just gonna say only player ID equals incoming owner ID. That's it. So now I get two functions that are doing the same thing. It's just that can set owning ID F guide. Now we can just remove the string here. And it basically they do the exact same thing. I should be able to go around and change it and remove the other function. That is a cleanup job I need to do at some point, but not yet. Not yet. What the hell? Where are you? We're trailing. Okay, should be able to just do that. It should be gone. Yeah. Perfect. All right. So the next thing we need to do is save. No, we need to update some items, and then we can save this to the file. Because if we look at the file itself, so this is the container. So we need to save the owning ID controller. We need to update can be hacked. True. Well, that doesn't need to be updated, but these things here need to be updated. Not the storage, because we want to be able to access what is in the storage, but we need to be able to update these strings before we do the save to file. So that doesn't happen until we done our setting page. So we need to launch setting page, right? And we do that from our HUD. So we can do HED main HUD equals, and then we can do the player controller, and we can do the get HUD. Now we just need to implement game framework. What the fuck? No, that's not right. Network. Maybe this need that. Include the UI. HUD. Oh, GD, not AGD. Where? Where the fuck are you? Here. Is it UGD? I thought it was AGD. Not an actor though, so it can't be an A, right? It is AGD. HUD actor. Main HUD. Yes, main HUD. Oh shit. Sorry. My fault. Of course. We have to cast it. Cast. Jesus. Sometimes, right? And there we go. Now we're good. Now we're good. Now we're good. Now we're good. Right, cool. All right. So, we had a little blanket here. Place deployed actor on the play controller. Dunka. Here we go. So we need a settings page. We need some kind of wow. Right, we need a lot of stuff here. Grab that up here. There. I have it. And we're gonna go in here. We're gonna get a settings page. Cool. Deployable name. This is just to launch. Well, we can get all this data, right? Playing facing name. Probably can get this from the actor. Basically, everything here can get from the actor. So it's gonna copy this just for the hell of it. So component owner. Let's see. Go through this step by step here. Move that over to here. Okay, that one can go first of all. Should have basically all this information at the fingertips. So get the item name. This is going to be the item ID. Just do interactable interface execute underscore get item ID. Item ID is an F name. Let's see here what we got there. Just want to see. Model ID. Yeah. No model ID. Oof. Yes. That is exactly what we want. So what we're gonna do here is just do the component. I'm gonna change this to F name. All right. This is gonna be copy that. Say get target level. Then this is just gonna be that fine. All right. The next thing we want is the player facing name. We got that here. Get name variation by level. Is this in F name as well? That's an F string. Player facing name. That's something else. Player facing name is a name we set. That's fucker. I know it's in the public. Got the row name there. That returns a row name straight up. Let's do this. I mean, technically. But name variation by level. Player facing name. Because we have that. It's F name though, but the string, yeah. Let's see. If I do that and say get name variation by level and take this whole thing here place that here. And we got it that there. Nice. All right. What else do we need? Play a controller, right? There we go. If it is a storage, okay, that's off it is. Let's see here. Placement struct, I don't care about that. Ghost spawn, I don't care about that. Server spawn deploy. Yeah. Yes, just gonna update this a little bit. We don't care about that. However, we want to have the interactable type. Equals, and what we have here basically is let's see, the interactable type there, and the virtual as well. We're gonna take this guy right here. Move that down there. Boom. And we're going to say get interactable type. And we're going to say component owner. And we are going to switch on that instead. Boom. And this is this guy right here. To be honest, I don't need it until down here. Just do that. Boom. All right. Setting that. Else. I'm just gonna remove that for now. Remove all these for now. Now we can continue working on that later whenever we need to. All right, so now we are adding a deployable setting widget with all that information. So let's just take a gander, I would say, before we start going into the actual nitty-gritty inside the deployment settings widget, because we need to update that quite a bit depending on that this is coming from the hack success implementation. And also that means that if we do that, we need new settings here, basically saying from hacking, or as a bool from hacking. Grab that and put that into the settings as well. And yeah, if that is true or false, we do different things. I'm just waiting for this to crash so I can, well, let's succeed. With warnings, of course, as always. All right. So where are we? Well, we actually are nowhere because we just want to play this. I want to see what happens when we succeed. I'm gonna play to succeed. I'm gonna hack that. Now we need to play to succeed. So it's got a 7. Oh, lock that. And then we got that weird looking thing. I'm gonna lock that. Yes, successfully hacked the item. Okay, so that's all we got. We didn't get into this. Or did we? I don't even know. We even call this. I want to see if we even get into this. Dum, dum. Okay. So we got one. We'll start with this. And that is this guy. Lock that. And then we get 7. Yes, we are in here. And we are in here. And we are not in here. All right. Is it because the player is not on site? That's the question. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna change this to 2. It's the second player that actually owns this. That's oh. I'm gonna hack there. Let's see here. So we got 1, and that is 1 with the dot in the middle. There we go. Like that. The other one is the same. Sometimes just ends up that way. Like that. Nope, it didn't matter. All right. Okay, this code is not gonna work then. Cool. Maybe it's not how we load it. Maybe we need to have another setting. That's it. You know. We can just set a setting basically on it that is player controlled, player owned. We could do that, and then we're skipping this component owner get owner, and then we later on when we have tested this out, we can just add that. And if I do that, I can just do this. That one. That one. That is actually incorrect. Anyway, we're gonna use the hacking player controller, not the player controller from the potential play controller. Could be a problem, but at least we got some testing to do. All right. Before we do that, I'm gonna put a stop block here. That is fuck. Oh shit. Let's restart this. Oops. Let's see. So 2 first, and that is the correct one. And then it's this guy, and we got 1. Okay, we're in. We're in. Let's see. Okay, we didn't do anything. Huh. Anyway, we're in there. Don't think we can. See, we changed the ownership of this. Therefore, we can no longer hack this. We can pick it up and do anything, but ownership actually changed by this. It hasn't done it in the sense of persistent data, but it actually updated the ownership of the item. That's the most important thing. So we got that one locked, and then we got down. There we go, locking that. So what the hell is happening here? Storable. So can't get the hub. Is that it? Oh yeah. No, we don't get the HUD. Huh. Why can't we get the HUD here? Play controller, get HUD. Hacking play controller. Take a look at this one more time. Oh, can't because we changed the ownership. Interesting. But that's pretty cool that we changed the ownership. By hacking, we changed the ownership. That's awesome. 7. This guy. Down there's going to be the other looking thing there. That guy. Let's see. Is the play controller a null pointer? No, I got a play controller. Get a hacking controller. It's a BP play controller. It's supposed to get a HUD. Assistant level. This is so weird. That is so weird. Well, we can. I want to do some checking here. We can't set the owner to the hacking player controller. This is how I always access the. Isn't it? Let's take a look. I don't know. Here. Let's do wherever we. Over to this side. Play controller get HUD. Cast to AGD HUD. Main HUD. That's exactly I've been doing it all along. Why the fuck doesn't it work there? I don't have the grade. I have that. It's the same fucking function. Player controller is. I wonder if this has something to do that we are on a character that we don't really control. Well, we set the owner to be. Let's just test this. I don't know. This makes no sense to me, but GD play controller. I'm gonna say component owner. Get owner. No, not gonna work. I don't know. I just want to test this. I don't think it should matter. But who the fuck knows nowadays, right? down here again. No. Let's just do this then. Skip the if statement. I want to see the crash result. I want to see the crash result so I can go in and actually see what the hell the HUD is, if it is a null pointer or whatever it is. Because I can't really see that now. I can only see. So the crash would happen down here. So 1 and 0, and we're gonna have 1 is going to be that, and 0 is gonna be that. Let's see. Null right now. How does null? It's so weird. So is it this that's null, or is the cast that fails then? So we can do that too. We can do a HUD pointer called basic HUD equals that, and then we are just do basic HUD cast. And yes. So now we can at least see if we have a basic HUD or that is failing to cast to the main HUD. And if that is the case, then I don't know. I probably have to investigate a little bit. That's going to take a while, and I'm not going to do it right now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here. It's just interesting. Hey, I'm probably on the server. I'm on the server, for fuck's sake. It's going to happen on the client. That's why this doesn't work. Holy shit. Of course. I'm on the server. Well, at least I solved that by using a little bit of brain power. Yeah. So this needs to happen on the client. Of course. Do that. Oh, remove that. So what the hell do we do then? This needs to be happening on the client, right? And I have one more here. Client. And we are on the container, so we cannot do that. So we need to do it on the player controller. That's fine. Cool. So let's see here. All these things are replicable, and the thing is that I cannot do an RPC on a item I don't control myself with my player controller. The thing is, I don't know if that is actually setting the owner. If it does, then I can't do the RPC on this one. We're setting the owner. And is this setting the owner as... Maybe it does. Let's see. Hacking controller. Hold on. I need to use my brain and it's late. Set owner. Don't have that. Basic. That is the wrong place. I don't know why I searched there at all. We're going to search on the owning. Oh, hacking. Let's see what I have. Oh. No. Direct. This is the one we want to search. So, F set set owner. Yes, that owner is not doing that. So we could actually basically do an RPC on the hacking component, because the hacking component is hopefully replicable. So we should be able to do an RPC here anyway, as long as we own it. Here's the deal. As long as we own it, we can do an RPC. We cannot do an RPC if we don't own it. And at this point, we will always own this, right? We have successful hacked. So it will always be mine at this point. Because we're going to do the deployment settings widget, it's always going to be mine. It's always going to be yes. Right. So what we need to do is we need to do an RPC. And client RPC. That. And it's going to be a void. Sorry. Void client. What we're going to call this. Add deployment setting widget. I don't know. Add hacking. Hacking. Deployment setting. Do that. And we're going to do a U function. I'm going to do client. And I'm going to do reliable. There we go. We're going to launch that. Find that, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take all this, just place it in there. Yeah, so I need a player controller. Hacking player controller. All right. We're gonna do an settings. Oh, that's there. Nope, that's not it. We're gonna do one of those. All right. We need a settings system. Yeah, why not? This one can come above though. Need to have that inside here. There we go. Data asset uses. Oh. Right. So we need to do something about that. We need to have that accessible. We should be able to get that from our thing here. So we're gonna look at that in a second. All this. Get in there anyway. Boom. Get that there. Get that there. Everything's good. Now we are on the client, hopefully. So shit. What do we call it? Client hacking. Oh, that's a long fucking name. Alright, so we need a play controller, which is this. Boom. And then we need the settings. There we go. Okay. Now this fucker here. I'm going to just do that for now, because we know it's going to use it. Just want to see if we can launch it or not, or if we need to move the RPC into the player controller, which I hope we don't have to, because that's going to be back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's not so good. Building selected project. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Let's kick this off and see what the hell we get. We're gonna do 2 first and then 1. So we're gonna do circle, lock that, and then we're gonna do whatever that is. I don't remember. Was it this one? No. Yes, it was. Look. All right. So we have successfully launched that. So that means we don't need the message anymore. We can remove the message. We have successfully secured access control for this container. Now we have access rights to it already, but we want to be able to set all this and then save it to the persistent data. That's what we want to do. Right. It was the client RPC. Because we own the container now, our player controller owns the container, is the owner of the container. That means we can run an RPC on the container, which we can't do. We don't own the container, or our player controller doesn't own and control the container. All right. That is great success. Great success. Very happy. Very, 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 very happy. So we are going to do a couple of things here. First of all, I want to remove the success message, because now we get that up. We don't need to have a success message. That is in the hacking ability. Actually remove this whole thing. . 'Cause need to have the player controller, not the success message though. There we go. And of course we need to check that this one is actually a real. This is so 80s music. Sounds like a TV show in the 80s. Alright. Not bad though, but just very interesting. Alright, so that is good there. Failed. This is we'll work with that whenever we come to failed messages. Alright. So what's next? Yeah, right. So I want to see now. This was actually an interesting thing I put in here earlier. If what are you doing, Khaleesi? I'm gonna go through the floor. Data asset B uses settings prompt. I think that's something we can set on the actual item, and then we can use a interface to collect that information. Basic information with your controller. Jesus. No Christmas. All right. Where were we? Director base class. I got a lot of stuff going on here. So it doesn't really matter if I place one more on this. So I have this functions. See here. Get name variation by level, and it goes and gets the data asset over and over and over again. And these need to be updated. I cannot have it like every time you request something, it's going to get the data asset. So this is something I need to slim down a little bit. But until I go and do that, I can actually go and get that set up for this as well, and then I'll store the data asset somewhere, and I'll reuse it first time I use it. But before I do that, I can actually use another one of these. So I'm gonna go to interactable interface, and we're gonna have a function then that can call I don't know, down here somewhere. I'm just gonna return a bool, and uses item use settings page. That's it. Stuff like that. Now we can go into my interactable base class here and can do a virtual here. Virtual bool. And it's called item use interactable interface, and of course, what the hell am I doing? There we go. Item use that combine that, and we'll just do this, you know. Boom. And data asset. I'm going to say B use settings prompt. Settings prompt better name. Prompt. Okay. Prompt. Prompt. And same thing here. Prompt. There we go. And that should be it. So now we can just go in here, and then we can update that later on. I'm just going to say I interactable. Let's see. Say I interactable interface. Execute. Item use, and the item is our component owner. That's it. Boom. Got that information, and we can move on from there. So we're going to continue by working in our deployment settings widget, and that's going to be for tomorrow, because right now it's 1:20 in the morning. And yeah, probably need to go sleep a couple of hours. Anyway, thank you so much for if you've been in here, and thank you for chatting away. And I'll be back tomorrow and continue working on settings widget. Because after that is done, we're gonna start finally start working on damage application. Because if we fail this hack, we're gonna apply damage to the character. So there's a lot of exciting things coming up. Well, take it one step at a time, and we're gonna get to a final game at some point between 4 and 14 years, as I usually say. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, I Swap Up Gaming, and I'll see you out there. Happy coding.